What's up again, everybody? Well, everybody's talking about it. Everyone's talking about the announcement or news from the weekend, probably the biggest news to come out of the calling outside of the fact that it was won by another great Oldham player, and that is that we have confirmation that the next set we're going to see for Flesh and Blood is in fact a supplementary set, and that doesn't surprise many people, and it shouldn't really surprise many people because the supplementary set idea was assumed to be the next set that we would be receiving, because we all thought, like we're gonna get the two core sets, standalone booster sets, followed by a supplementary set like we got with Welcome to Wraith Arcane Rising and Crucible of War as the supplementary set. What many people, including myself, didn't expect was the portion of the announcement wherein James White literally said that the supplementary set would support all heroes. And that is a very interesting thing. You can read this in a couple of different ways, and so we're going to talk about this and what this means and when we could see it. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to speculate a lot, and it's going to be a really fun video, so sit back and speculate along with me. So first of all, we should talk about where you can find this info. This like page that you see on the screen is literally just the product release page. You literally just go up to the drop down for game, and you click product release, and it's cut off. I apologize. I just wanted to make it look a little nicer for you. It's from the product release page. It's under the upcoming section, which is just before you scroll down to like the past releases. And it is this section that was actually on the website already, and in fact it was just this right here, and it was I think it just said like maybe these question mark kind of thing. I think it said something, and then it said Q4 2021. And that's very interesting, first of all, because originally this was just a single box Q4 2021, and it was recently, like last week, updated to Q1 2022, but it still didn't say what the upcoming thing was, and now it is revealed that that is the supplementary set. And so first of all, I want to speculate on this. I think this will be coming out as soon as humanly possible. I would bet that this Q1 2022 is literally like January. I would bet that this would come out like as soon as they can possibly push this out, like the January mark, which if you're thinking about it, we're almost done with October, so that'd be November, December, like two and a little bit, 2.5 months maybe. If you wanted to kind of aim towards the middle of January. I'm guessing they're going to try to push it out in January. If it goes to February, so be it. But we'll talk about timetables for what else we know so far in a moment. So this is the supplementary sets kind of time frame, that January-ish time frame, and the idea of them saying that it's going to support every hero is both weird but also actually like totally tracks with what the set is supposed to be. And it's weird in the sense that like when we saw Crucible of War release, it did indeed support every hero, but it also supported like the sort of the rotation or the set block that it was part of. And essentially what that means is like we had 2 core sets, and then we had the supplementary set to supplement those 2 core sets. And so many people, myself included, assumed that we would have another block, another rotation, whatever you want to call it, but it's not really a rotation, another block of sets where we have 2 core sets and a supplementary set to support those classes. And this was obviously, this block was when it was announced that talents were a thing, and so supporting those talents would also somehow fit into supporting those sets, basically those heroes and those classes that were introduced. What is essentially being said at this point, though, or implied perhaps, is that instead of just making a set about those talents, the elemental talent and the light and the shadow talent, and then of course the heroes therein, they're instead saying we are going to support every hero in the game. And that says that a couple of these heroes that haven't made it into this block, like Ninja, a couple of classes, Ninja and Wizard, are going to see support in this supplemental set. And so this takes me immediately back to the tinfoil hat theory that I posited to you about a week ago, What if in this set we get some reprints of some of those cards that are sort of necessary or highly valued when it comes to some of those classes? And I do think that we will get a few reprints. I think they're going to look at this outside of class. First of all, I think they're going to look at this and they're going to reprint like cards like this, which is Command and Conquer. I think they're going to reprint Command and Conquer. I think they're going to reprint Arcanite Skullcap. I think they're going to reprint Enlightened Strike, and then they may pick and choose a few kind of money majestics from Crucible that they reprint as well. I think all of that. Now, all of that is 100% speculation, but I think they're gonna LSS is gonna look at the like the market and the playability of some of these cards like this, and they're gonna do what they did with the first supplemental set, and that is reprint the cards that people need to get their hands on in order to play at the high levels. And that's what they did with Tunic, and I think they're going to do it again with this set. And I also think that with this idea of them printing cards for all sets, I think they're going to lean heavily into just the classes themselves, not necessarily the talents themselves. And that is very interesting to me because, again, I thought this was going to be a talent-filled set, one with like light cards, shadow cards, and elemental cards, things like that. But if they're supporting every class, in order to do that effectively and not have the set become super huge, which actually may be fine because you're not really drafting this set, so it may be okay to just make a super huge set. If you're going to do that, it may be easier to just print only warrior cards, like not light warrior cards necessarily, or not a ton of them. Maybe focus on just the class without the talent. Only brute cards and not shadow brute cards. Ninja cards and not wind ninja, which is not a thing, but so many people want wind ninja to be a thing, and that does sound really cool. I think this is where they'll lean more with this supplementary set idea, that they're just going to kind of lean in to the normal classes, allowing players to pull cards into their respective talent after the fact, because it's just adding to the card pool they can already access anyway. It's just that the talent card pool isn't necessarily growing at the same rate the overall class card pool is. And so if you have like an Azalea and a Lexi, then adding good Ranger cards in general means that Ranger players playing Azalea or Lexi have access to those. So I think this is where they're going with the supplemental set. Now I want to jump over to this far one right here. So over here we have a standalone booster set for Q2 2022. And this is the same sort of pattern that we saw from the previous year's sets. So Monarch dropped in Q2, like May. Monarch dropped in May, and then following that, we had the release of Tales of Aria, of course, with some unlimited Crucible coming in between those. And that's really intriguing to me. So if this does follow a similar pattern, this releasing in May-ish time frame gives you about 4 months in between this supplementary set and the standalone booster set. And so this kind of connection where they have that 3 to 4 month gap is what Legend Story Studios has already said they want to maintain. They want to maintain, this gap where you drop a set and then you let it have time to breathe and let players have time to really sink their teeth into everything that the set has to offer. Now, they may just be speaking from a core set to core set mentality, because they specifically said, like, we want to give maybe a month or so for people to play sealed, and then more time for people to play draft, and then really after you've done that and you've gotten that experience, you dive into classic, constructed, and blitz, and then after about 3 to 4 months you have a new set to do the same pattern with. So maybe they're referring to only standalone booster sets for that, but I think it also works in this model, especially if you're pushing things like skirmish seasons, which we do have coming up after the callings and the national championship. So if they push another skirmish season out after this booster set drops this supplementary set, then I could definitely see there being a kind of a lull in between. If you want my predictions as to what we're going to see in this set, the standalone booster set, I highly believe that we're going to see Volcor. That's just, I 100% believe that we're going to see Volcor, and if we don't, then they're going to have to shoehorn in Wizard some other way. And maybe that's what they do with the supplementary booster set. Maybe they give us more heroes like they did with Crucible. And maybe those heroes are able to tap into existing card pools for talents. So maybe they do a Dark Wizard, like a Shadow Wizard. Or maybe they do a, like a, I don't know, a Lightning Wizard that has access to the Lightning card pool and all the wizard cards as well. That could be interesting. It does mean that you're cutting out one card pool and doing that, in that you don't have Lightning Wizard cards unless they just release that. But I think that would be leaning too heavy into a new hero rather than supporting existing ones. And if we're talking about what a supplementary set should do, I mean, it should supplement. This is why I was, after I thought about this for a second, I was like, well, duh, why didn't I think of this? Literally, a supplementary set is there to supplement the game. And fundamentally, supplementing every hero in the game is definitely what you should do with a supplementary set. So for that reason, it makes a ton of sense why they would say that they're going to support every hero in the game, and why they would actually go and do that, because that's what a supplementary set's for, not necessarily for supplementing the heroes that just came out over the past year. So it's very interesting. Finally, I want to talk about the thing that I think is the most exciting, this mystery set. This mystery set is super exciting, and there's a couple of things that I think it could be. I'll just start with this. I think, above all, I think this is a standalone product that allows you to play player versus environment, PvE battles with your friends. I 100% think that's what this is angling towards. I think it's some sort of a PvE non-blind product. And what that means, by the way, a non-blind product is literally a product that is not randomized in any way. Like, you buy the box, you know what's in the box. So think like a living card game model, or a card game in a box. That is what I think they're going to do for PvE, and that's why I think this product is. And notice it is releasing around the same time as the standalone booster set. So to me, that says we're going to get supplemental stuff from the previous couple of heroes, or from all the heroes previous to this, and then when we get this standalone booster set, we may go to a different region, as they're kind of planning on doing. They may introduce new talents, but in some way, shape, or form, it's gonna tie to this product. And if this is a PvE product where you buy a box and you play through a campaign with some friends, or maybe there's like a series of bosses that you try to beat with your friends, then this product is going to have some connection to the standalone booster set. Thematically, lore-wise, storyline-wise, based on what we've seen thus far, and that is really intriguing. Perhaps we see in this product a battle, like maybe you battle against the old ones. Like, that would be pretty cool. It'd be a bit preemptive, because like they just introduced that like there's the old ones are returning in the previous two sets, and like heroes are awakening after icy slumber and stuff like this. So maybe it's a bit preemptive to just slam down like there's the battle, but it could definitely be that, and so that's interesting. I will say this too, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could also be well, there's a couple of options. It could be a situation where they release hero packs. Okay, just track with me here. What if this product is not PvE? What if it's like this is just weird. What if it's like Wind Ninja? Here's a Wind Ninja hero. Here are all of the Wind Ninja cards in the card pool. Maybe they don't put rarities on them because it's like all there, or maybe they do put rarities on them and they just call certain cards majestic so that you can play new formats. What if it's just like that, where they make like a new hero and a card pool in a box, so that you can use the card pool you purchase in this product along with the existing card pools from the previous, sets of the game. And they just have like a hero refresh pack or a hero introduction box. I don't know what you would call it, but I think that would be a fantastic product. And something really interesting to do in between sets is to just drop like Blitz heroes. Like here's 2 Blitz heroes. Here's some cards that go with them, like a small card pool, and you play them in Blitz and see what you think. And like these are only Blitz heroes; they're not coming out in Classic Constructed. Here's a UPF hero, like just only plays in UPF. It's like Shiana except a little bit different. I think they could do that as a product, and maybe that's what we see here. I think that would be fantastic. That would be an alternative to the very real possibility that PvE is on the horizon. Perhaps that's what that is. It could also be like a greatest hits pack. It could be like a secret layer for like all the Command and Conquers. Could be a bunch of alt art cards that you just like to look at, a la a secret layer. That would be a little weird, but I could see that being a product, because we've seen all of the secret layers be released over the past however many months and years. I think it's been going for 2 years in Magic the Gathering. I don't follow it that closely. I just watch the professor's videos and chuckle when he yells new secret layer alert. Nevertheless, they could do something like that, I guess. I think there was one other idea that I saw that was very interesting. Let me see if I can think about it for a second. What was that other idea? Oh, it could also be a way or a product that introduces a new format. So, for example, like Channel Fireball has really been trying to lean into commoner format at the tournaments, at the callings, right? And this could be a way for them to encourage or push commoner or any other format. Just insert format here. They could just be producing a product that is tailor-made for UPF, right? It's something that has cards that clearly play across the format far better than cards that we've seen in previous sets. And so all of these ideas could be what they do in that slot. Heck, you know what? Wait, this is the product releases. It could be merchandise. What if it's just merchandise? What if you can finally purchase an Azalea hoodie? Would you buy an Azalea hoodie? I would buy a baseball cap with the Flesh and Blood logo. I would pay money for that. Straight up, I would buy a baseball cap with the Flesh and Blood. I would buy a baseball with the pitch 3 symbol. I'd buy that. What else would I buy? There's a lot of stuff that I would like. A t-shirt with, what if it's just products? Like, what if it's just like merchandise? Would you be into that if this were just a merchandise? Like, hey, we're opening up Q2 products. We're releasing an entire store for you to buy merchandise for this game because you want to buy card sleeves that have whoever on the back, right? Like Viserai is just there on the card sleeves. Would you buy Viserai card sleeves? Chain. No, that's a little too far. Don't buy anything chain, right? No, people don't like chain. I think people still like chain. Anyway, these are this is the news of the weekend, and these are the sets that we're going into and what we'll be seeing next year in 2022. I'm super excited to see where they go with it. I hope they eventually do merch, because I would buy it. I would straight up buy merch. Now that's all I'm thinking about. This needs to be merch. No, I think it's PvE. That's what it is. But this is what I'm most intrigued by, and then I'm really curious to see how they're going to go and implement the supplementary booster set. Let me know what you think about all of this in a comment below. Let me know if you think I'm way off, or if you think that the time frame that I gave you, January, May, and then right before or right in line with this, because there's some connection there, do you think that's going to hold up? I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments. I'll talk with you down there one-on-one. It'll just be us. We'll just be hanging out. It'll be great. Hit the like and the subscribe if you want to do that, and buy stuff with the affiliate link in the description down below. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.